how do you kill pokeweed? And this is Dee from Oklahoma. So how do you kill pokeweed, Dr. Kelly?
Well, down here, when it's young, we eat it and make poke salad. And I bet you they've heard of that in Oklahoma, but I know they can be.
Be careful if you do that.
Well, not if they're young, you don't have to worry about it.
young,
But if they get, notice I said young.
Yeah.
If they get, mature and old, obviously you don't eat it. They can be, kind of poisonous, so give you the bellyache and worse. But anyway, if you want to kill pokeweed, what I would do when they're young, they do have a lot of seed, and they will seed everywhere. And birds, scatter them everywhere after they digest them and eliminate them. So it can become a problem. And I do have it all in my garden and stuff. And they're very easy to hand weed or hoe when they're young.
Okay.
Very, very easy. I just pull them up, and I throw them over the fence to the cows and let them have some poke salad. But when they get bigger, when they get really big, they can have huge stalks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they can have 2 or 3 inch, big, huge things.
Right.
And when they're that big, they have quite a big taproot.
Yes, they do.
And if you leave any of that root, it's just going to come back because where we are, there can be perennials. I don't know how far north they go, that their hardiness goes, but down here, and probably in Oklahoma too, they're probably perennial.
So. Yeah.
So if you let them get big, you're either going to have to just dig it up with a shovel, and get that whole taproot out, which is really not hard. They're not really hard to dig up. Or you can just, spray them. But I don't really like, because they're so big, I usually just dig them out, obviously, really. I dig them out. Or you can cut them and paint the cut place with the herbicide of some kind, But they're not one of the worst weeds, but they can get sort of bad because they do have seeds that come around everywhere.
Yeah. And they are a nice color.
Oh, they are. They're pretty. Actually, they have one ornamentally now that you can buy that has variegated foliage.
How about that?
They sure do. Yeah, I've seen it in gardens in Arkansas and down in Louisiana. And it has this real pretty. Actually, poke salad's kind of pretty. Pokeweed. We call it pokeweed, but poke salad. But yeah, they're pretty plants.
I think they are too as well.
Yeah, they have that pretty red stalk and have all pretty red berries and poisonous.
Poisonous. Right, that's for sure.
Not to us, not to birds. I don't know.
Yeah. I would just say though, if you're looking to get rid of it, if it's big and you're digging it up, if it has the berries, go ahead and cut all the berries off and throw them away. So that way, as you're digging it up and knocking it around, that you're not knocking these berries off so they can
good point.
grow.
Leave them in the ground. Yeah.